Good day, everybody. Welcome to a new week and a new Monday. Hope you're all doing well. There's a few of us flying today. We're heading down to Santiago in Chile. It's Nick and the Caribou, Talia in Air Canada. And there's Oki over there in the Avianca. And yes, I think that was him that spawned in on top of me a few minutes ago. Hope everyone's doing well. We're continuing our tour of the Americas. Flying from here in Caldera at the Atacama Desert down to Santiago, the capital of Chile. Let's hop on board and we can start getting everything set up. Alright, here's the aircraft. Come down here. And we get everything going. So let's get the flight plan in here first. Do a quick check of the weather. I don't think it's changed. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change our departure time to 2015. Oops, that's not what I want. 2015. Hopefully that'll prevent them from sending me those nasty messages. So we got 46 minutes to get ourselves up and going. Current weather here at the departure, we'll get the latest MEDAR, is 270 at 10, so directly due out of the west at 10 knots. Few clouds at 3,000 feet and 1016. So we're going to use runway 35. One, it's a little bit closer, and two, it gives us a 10-degree heading, so it won't be a direct crosswind, and it'll only be an 80-degree crosswind. So we'll set this to, was it 1016? Set that on both sides is set, and we'll come down to the standby. I don't know why I'm having difficulty with the mouse wheel today. There we go. So let's drop down to the MCDUs and start getting everything set up. Once again, we're using the, hey Oki, we're using the FENIX A320. Let's clear that. We'll go into the ATSU AOC menu, receive messages, and get our preliminary load sheet. There we go. I might as well accept the preliminary. We'll come over here and we'll start entering our initial information. Bring in our SIMBRI fruit. That is now in. As you can see, we're going from Atacama to Santiago, SCEL. There's our alternate. Flight number is LAN 5556, so we're flying a LATAM flight. Cost index 25. Cruise level for today's flight, according to the OFP, is, where is it? 35,000 feet, so flight level 350. Troposphere is 33493. Enter that in, and that is now all set up. We'll clear those out, and so that is our preliminary information entered. So next step is we're going to go in and start our planning. But first we're going to just do our preliminary setup here in the cockpit. And parking brakes are set, GPU is connected, ground crew did all that, external power is available. Batteries will turn on now, get them going. Voltages were checked and are good. We'll get the ADIRs to start aligning. EVAC is set to captain and purser. We'll get the signs on. That's done. Lights are on. We got the nav and logo lights, and all the panel lights are up and going. Crew oxygen can come on now. Generators 1 and 2 are on or in fault. Packs 1 and 2 are on or in fault, which is what we want to see. Cabin heat, we'll drop that by 2. That gives us a nice cabin. Don't want it too stuffy in the back for the peoples. We'll do our fire test. There's the APU. Engine 1. Engine 2. Fire tests are done. Emergency lights will go up to arm. Icing indicators and standby compass are on. Cargo heat is set as required. So we're now going to come down to the computer here. We'll go to our initialization B page. We're going to want our zero fuel weight. Now, we don't have the final, but we can get our initial. 59.4 for our initial, so 59.4, and our estimated center of gravity for this will be 31.2. That'll be close enough for initial calculations. The block fuel today is 6.0. I'm actually going to be, well, almost 6.1, but we'll use 6.0, so we'll have a little bit of extra. Chirp wind is nice. We're going to have a little bit of a push of 16 knots. Yeah, you love the aircraft, tell ya? Yeah, it is good. It's a lot of fun. I really am enjoying it. Harry Sutton, hello, over on Twitch there. We are on VATSim. We're not on one of the servers. So this is a VATSim flight, not multiplayer. We're at Sierra Charlie Alpha Tango, but on VATSim. And thanks for the follow as well. Much appreciated. So there's our preliminary calculations are now put into place. We can come over to our flight plan and we can start entering that in, and we'll take a look at our plan when we brief it. But we're going to be going off of runway 35. As mentioned, it gives us an 80-degree headwind instead of a 10-degree tailwind. We're going to be taking the Cube to Alpha. There we go. We'll insert that. And that takes us out. It's a pretty simple one. It's basically going to come out. We're going to do a right turn and then head to this point and then head down to Cube here and then carry on. Our arrival, the current weather has winds from the south at 160 at 12. So we are going to be landing on the ILS for 17 right. And it'll be the ILS Zulu 17 right. Using the CMOC? Is that where we're coming in on? Yeah, the CMOC. Simo 6 Bravo. CMOC 6 Bravo. Yeah, turning out to the water instead of the hills. Always a good idea. So we'll put that in. That is all set in. And we'll take a look. Hey, Brian. How are you? So that is now all entered in for our flight plan. And we can get our passengers loading and go through that process. So we'll go to our mass and balance. As you can see here, we're taking on 162 passengers, full aircraft today. 6325 will burn almost 200 kilos of that on the APU and taxiing. There's our planned weight. So we'll load the aircraft. And we're going to go fast time. So 9 minutes, we'll be up and running. And there she goes. So while it's loading, we can do a couple of other things. First, we're going to do our charts. Get them input. Bring in the SimBrief flight plan. Go to our departure airport. So the ground charts we're going to need is this one here. As you can see, we are parked up here. When we taxi out, we're going to have to taxi down here to Bravo, then we'll backtrack down to the end of runway 35. It's only just over 7,000 foot runway length, so it's not a lot of room there. For our departure, once again, we are going off on the Akubu 2 Alpha. That's this one here. So we're going to come off of the runway, make the left turn out over the water, and then fly down here and then off to Akubu. So we will star that chart so we have it. From there we're flying on our route, which is kind of down the coast. You can see it's basically straight down an airway. So we're going to fly over northern Chile down towards Santiago. And once into Santiago, our arrival again is going to be on the CMOC 6 Bravo. So we're coming in here at CMOC, basically straight down. And when we get down to this point here at Ugola, we'll be splitting off a slight right turn to come into the right-hand runway instead of going straight down for the left-hand runway. So we're going to highlight that one. Our approach, as mentioned, will be the ILS Zulu. Here it is, ILS Zulu 17 right, which is the Cat 2, Cat 3 approaches. There we'll pick it up and come on in. Our intercept altitude 5,000 feet, and it looks like we'll be coming in through down between a couple mountain ridges. So that will be interesting. I've highlighted that chart. And then once we're on the ground, we'll be landing here on 17 right. Probably get off here at Uniform. Domestic area is over here, so we'll come in here, probably taxi along Gulf here and around. And go to this chart. Here's our parking spots. We're going to come along Gulf, down Kilo, and in here we'll be parking at Concourse D, which is the domestic area. And since we are a domestic flight, that's where we will be parking. Alright, so we have all of our charts are set. And we'll come over here. We'll go to our starred charts. I noticed it doing this. Why is it not? So there's our departure, but if we come in here and go to ground charts, you can see our airport chart is also starred, but it's not showing onto the starred chart. So not exactly 100% sure what's happening there. I also lost my little things there, but that's okay. Get the chart up. So that's now set. We are all aligned where our fuel is on board. We're just we can come back, take a quick look, see how our loading is going. We're about halfway. One other thing we can do now is go to our departure performance. So we can do some quick calculations. So we're going to go off of runway 35. Runway surface is dry. We're going to go with a flaps 1+F takeoff. We're not going to force toga. Anti-ice will be off. PAX will be on. We'll see what it gives us. We can do our preliminary load sheet. We'll bring in the weather as it sits right now, and we'll do a calculation. Is it going to force a toga? If it does, we'll turn PAX off. No, it's not going to force a toga. So we should be okay once we get our final numbers, but we can see that everything looks good at the moment for a flex takeoff. So we'll keep that handy there. We'll just keep everything else loading. So we can finish the rest of our setup. So the altimeters are set 1016. Transponder we will set to 7,000. We are on VATSim, but there is no ATC on at the moment. Get that up out of the way. PWS is in up. GCS will go to auto. And now we're just waiting for our boarding to finish. We can reset our clock. That started when we loaded in. For the FCP, our initial climb out, and clear us above transition, so I'll clear us to 12,000. Transition level is 10,000. We'll do a quick look at our route while we're waiting. So if we come down here, our initial turn is 1,100 feet. That's entered in. And it's going to have us above that, so that is fine. We're going to come out to the intercept point as we come around. You can see we're going to do the loop out to the intercept point and then head straight out. That's only in Europe. In North America, I'm not sure about South America. North America VFR is 1,200, and uncontrolled VFR is 2,000. But whatever, there's nobody on, and as soon as if a controller does come on, they'll all assign us frequencies anyway. So not too worried about that. So it looks like our departure is all set, and then it's just going to be a complete climb out to cruise. And what we can do is we can go down and take a look at our arrival now. And I'm just looking at the chart that I showed you earlier for the arrival. So CIMAC, if we take a look, it has us set for above 16, flight level 160, which is correct. At Dabit, it has us above flight level 160 and a speed restriction of 280, which is correct. We can just go down reading these off the chart. Morpa, above flight level 1200, which is correct. VUDOG, 230 knots above 10,000, which is correct. So we're going to be slowing down more than we normally would. And it looks like we're coming down across some hills, so that's why we have those height restrictions. Agula, above 8,000, which is correct, but I am going to hard code that 8,000 in just to make sure it puts us to where we want to be, and there's no question about it. Above 7,000 at EL220, which is what it has there, and then terminus above 6,500, which is what it has there. And if I bring up the actual RNAV at SEDPA, which is where we should pick up the glide slope, it says above 5,000, but we're gonna hard put that one in at 5,000 feet. That should be the intercept point, and then it'll take us down from there. So that is the flight plan all up and done. So put that back, put you to 10. I'm going to switch you over to 40. So they're set up. Let's go over to load sheets. Second preliminary load sheet, that's fine. Waiting for our final. Boarding complete. So this information is going to adjust slightly. We'll update the weather and recalculate. And there we go. So we have our information. I'm just going to scroll out so I can keep it on screen and enter it in at the same time. So it gives us a V1 of 133, a VR of 140, a V2 of 140, which will give us a climb out of 150. Transition altitude is 10,000 feet. It's going to be a flaps 1 and down 0.2 on the trim. and a flex temp of 58 degrees. There we go. So that information is now inputted. We can go to here, bring the chart back up. I'm missing my, oh, there it is. There it is. I don't know why that disappeared. There we go. Should get our final load sheet in a minute. What we can do now is we can get the APU up and going. Come off, engine's off. There's the APU bleeds up. Get the APU up and running. I'm going to come back to initialization B to get the final numbers for here. As soon as we get the, there it is. Final load sheet, so our zero fuel weight is 59.5. So we're off by a slight amount. And our passengers 162 plus 6 crew. We are going to accept that. And then our zero fuel weight for takeoff 31.2. 31.2 is good. So that is all set up now. And we can pop that in there. And put that over to performance. APU is now up and running, so we'll come off the external power. Back over to ground services. Yeah, I don't worry too much, Oki, about all that stuff. Mainly because, you know, VATSim controllers will give it to us when they're ready. So like I said, we're going to taxi down to Bravo via Delta. So I'm going to set up a short push. And then we'll be good to go. Everybody's on board. I know there's a warning about using toolbar pushback, but I've never had a problem with it. Yeah, that's good. So we can finish our checks. So APU is up and going. APU is on. APU bleeds are on. External power is off. Takeoff data is set and confirmed. FCU is set. FCP is set. Flight directors are both on. Radios, we'll go to 122.8. There we go. Do a quick little look out here. Looks like a couple of pushback already. Caldera traffic. Land Chile 5556. Pushing back onto Delta from ramp 2. Facing south. Back in the cockpit here. Release the parking brake.
Caldera traffic, Air Canada 589er.
Beacon is
starting
on.
stand.
Fuel pumps are on. Here we go. Pushing back. Ignition selector to start. Starting engine number 2. Not sure why I'm still hearing the ground power unit. Engine 2 slowly spooling. Oh, APU APU bleeds. Let's try this again. There we go. And 2's running now. Forgot the APU bleed. And Nick's backtracking. There we go. Now we got fuel flow. Parking brake is on. Inviso tug has disconnected. We can get rid of that. And we're going to come back to our chart. It sounds like engine 2 is almost up and going. Alright, good start. Engine 1. It's turning around. Oh, here comes Oki. We're almost ready to go. Get our lights on early. Transponders on. Bus is just kicked over. Just waiting for the engine 1 available up to come up. There we go, engine 1 available. So APU bleeds off, APU is coming off. Engine mode selector is off. Auto brake max. Spoilers armed. Door is closed. Lights are on. Caldera area traffic. Land Chile 5556 taxiing. Delta Bravo holding short runway 35. Brakes are off. Here we go.
Caldera traffic, Caribou 464 departing runway 35 on the Equibo 2 Alpha departure.
As soon as Nick starts going, we'll hit the chrono. Give him 2 minutes to get out for spacing.
Caldera traffic, Air Canada 58904, taxiing behind company traffic 235.
Company. There goes Nick. Start the chrono. There's no company here, tell ya? Unless somebody has spawned in as an Air Canada for you. Alright, well there's nobody inbound, so we're clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go lights on. Get everything up and going. Whoa. Rudder didn't want to engage there for a second. Caldera area traffic, land Chile 5556. backtracking runway 35 Santiago, or Caldera. Set the flaps. There we go. And we'll do our config check. Run over the light, which should not be there. That's the angle we should be at. Yeah, I could have done the same thing, but there is enough space to do a stand turn around. But I just saw some other people making comments on Gavin's stream earlier today about the pushback not working, but I wanted to give it a shot. And yeah, again, no issues. Hey, Abodal 1992. It's not in the cards to be flying there at the moment, and in about 2 weeks I'm going away for a few weeks, so I won't be around. So my flights are going to be a little bit limited for the next little while, unfortunately. I think you mentioned that one before. Where is that? What country is that in? I tried looking it up and I couldn't find it when I tried to do it rather quickly. Alright, so there we are. We're around. Let's jump back down to the cockpit quickly. We'll get ourselves set up and ready to go. So this is all set. We're set there. Lights are on. Everything is set. Takeoff memo, no blue. And we have more than enough time, so we'll clear the chrono. Caldera area traffic. Land Chile 5556. Departing runway 35. Alright, parking brakes off. Spooling engines to 40%. Engine stable. Start the clock. Brakes released. There we go. Man flex SRS enabled. It's 100 knots. V1. Rotate. That wind coming out of the west there, so we're gonna have to deal with that. There we go. Positive rate. Gear up. And ground spoilers deactivated. Autopilot engaged. We'll follow the curve. Oh, that's getting chunky out there for some reason. I don't know if that was weather loading in or what was happening. Alright, thrust climb. Can close this chart down. Back over to our star charts. See this man making a turn out towards the water and not towards the mountains. Through at speed, flaps up. There's the airport. There's Oki just finishing his turnaround. There's Talia waiting to go. And then once you go up into the mountains, you get the Atacama Desert. Nick's out ahead of us. Heading out now to intercept the point that leads us out to the end of the departure at Akubu. Alright, so we are set on departure. Packs are on. We'll turn off the runway. Turn off lights, taxi lights. Gear is confirmed. Up. Speed brake confirmed. Disarmed. So that's at the intercept point, and we'll clear us right up to 35,000 feet, which is our cruise level for today. It's 9,000. Almost that transition. See us heading down now. Come onto the line. Beautiful Chilean Andes. There's 10,000 feet. So over to standard pressure. Landing lights can come off. It's fairly calm. We'll turn the seatbelt signs off as well. Get the chart up. Everyone can see where we are. Copiapo is the town where we were at. The airport was just outside there, and as you can see, we're going to kind of fly down the coast because Chile, very long and thin country right on the coastline. And now we're up to our cruise speed, and we're just climbing up to cruise altitude. So Oki's up. And we've got another aircraft in front of us. Another LATAM coming in from La Paz, heading to Santiago. Looks like he's going to be sliding in front of Nick. Not a long flight today, but we're making our way down the western coast of South America. Some nice desert views out the windows. Of course, we have the coastline out the other side. The classic A320 wing. Let's take a look at SCEL, which is Santiago. Let's see. 7 aircraft on the board for departure, 6 arrivals. 5 in the air at the moment. Us 4 plus that other one I mentioned. So not too bad. A little bit of traffic, but no ATC. So we're just waiting for Talia to get airborne. I haven't seen her pop up on VATSim yet. So I think 20,000 feet, everything is looking good. I think it's time we'll open up the galley, get the drinks cart out, throw on the entertainment, and I'll be back on the mic when it's time to brief the arrival. For now, it's going to be a nice, quiet hour or so as we finish our climb up and cruise down this portion of Chile. So I'll be in the chat, and we'll talk to you again shortly on mic.
good horses are going to be at a premium. We won't have any trouble making a deal. that mob of bushwhackers.
He just left town, sir. He rode south about 10 minutes ago.
Roy? Fool soldiers are going chasing McBride after all.
They'll be ambushed. We've got to stop. Hey, Chief. Look what we're running from. 5 little 10 soldiers. Why, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Better than shooting rabbits. again. You remember Mr. Whitaker, don't you?
Do I? How are you, old-timer? It's a bit late.
There's more over there now, Roy. She wants to see it.
My granddaughter. The last time you saw her, she was wearing pigtails.
I remember a scrawny kid with freckles and a pug nose. Right, Dave? That's all you'll remember. You've got a surprise coming. Now, where did she go? I'll find her.
Darn beat, they're killing me.
Listen. Let's go.
Not out of your life. I'm staying right here. Blast boots.
Well, we're getting close to our top of descent. And Santiago is pretty much just a straight run down as we saw when we looked at the charts. Getting that stuttering again. I'm not sure what exactly is going on there. We'll come back to our charts. If we look at our arrival, again, the ILS 17 right. We want 5,000 feet for the intercept, so that's what we're going to put in for our platform. That'll take us down to the ILS. We already checked our information down in the flight plan for our restrictions and constraints, so that's all good. Do a quick check of the weather. I'll just pull it up on the other computer so I can keep myself zoomed in down here. The current weather down in Santiago, I will put it into the chat. Winds are 160 at 10, 8,000 meters visibility, no significant clouds, 12 degrees and 1015. So 12 degrees. Oops, that's wrong. 12 degrees, 1015. Winds 160 at 10. Transition level is 10,000 feet. And our decision height is 1651. It's the Cat 2 barrel. And everything else is all set up and ready to go. We're almost at our set point. We're 10 miles out. We got to be at above 16,000 feet here at Simok, so that's why we're going to be starting down in a minute. .122.8, still on Unicom. Still no ATC up. There's ATC up a little bit further away, but not in our area where we're going to be headed. And it is a little bit turbulent. Bumped around a bit. There's the mountains. Get the seats sign on. Santiago area traffic, land Chile 5556, leaving flight level 350 on the Simok 6B arrival, runway 17 right, Santiago. Down we go. It said more drag there for a second as we nosed over. Let's go tilt below. Nick's far enough ahead, he's not coming in on TCAS, so that's good. So there's 5 of us heading in now. 6 actually. There's another one without a flight plan that's going in. And a gap, and there's land 893, then Nick, myself, Oki, and then Talia. gets us through 30,000 feet as we descend downwards. Put the constraints on, we can see our restrictions. There's the mountain range we're going to be descending over out the front window. Simok is the entry point into the star. And again, it's almost a straight line down. Beautiful shots of the mountains there. Grabbing the old screenshot. So above 16, we're 10,000 above that, so we're good. Right, for this one I'm going to turn on my own terrain radar. I'd leave Roger with weather, but we don't have it yet. There's that hard 8,000 that we've got to hit here at Ugola. That's what we're targeting right now on our descent path. That and making sure we're above the other constraints. So arrival and weather data has been entered. ACE MCDU arrival page is completed. Radios are set. Wing and anti-ice is not required. FCP is set as requested. Altimeters 1015. I'm just going to set this over as a reminder. I put my intercept. I'm letting it fly the constraints all the way down, so I put 5,000 feet. It's kind of there, but the sun's blocking it. Approach is briefed. We've been through it. Auto brake. The runway length is 12,467 feet. We're going off uniform, which is about 8,000, 9,000 feet down the runway. Auto brake low. And we'll just follow her down. Definitely getting knocked around a little bit from the wind. Not sure where those stutters are coming from. I haven't seen stuff like that in a long time. So we're all looking good. We're all nicely spaced out. Starting to get terrain popping in. That's that peak over there. Starting to show up. See us coming down the line. Check my temps. Which temps? Temps look fine. It's 20,000 feet. Got to be above 16 here at Dabit. We're now below that peak there, showing red on the terrain radar. Oh. CPU temp. Let me just fire up something and I'll take a look. Waiting for the little utility to come up. Where's a good place to check the temps? Yeah, I don't want a current version. Alright. You're not showing me temps. You're showing me speeds. I don't know what utility to check. I will find stats. I can't find anything with temps. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll check it after. I just looked it up and said there's nothing in the thing. You gotta either do it through the BIOS, which I'm not doing right now, or third-party software. There's all the mountains showing up. Look, this rig is almost 2 years old. Maybe I should take it in and get it serviced. So Morpa, we have to be above 12,000, so we're on target. It's all I don't know how I got into that. Get out. Go away. The next one, we're going to have that speed reduction. You see the decel point coming up. Definitely interesting flying over the train here. Wow, this is a cool approach. Coming right down over the mountains. Heavy cloud off to the southwest. Yeesh, imagine doing this in IFR conditions. There's Nick. It's now popped up on TCAS. It's about 18 miles ahead. So we're clear below transition. We're getting down there anyway, so we're going to switch over. 1015 set and cross-checked. You see at Ugula, there's that little shift as we come over. Nick's just done that. There he is there. And we're coming up. So we're going to be 8,000. You can see we're descending slowly now, coming in for that. We have to be above 10,000, which is what we're going to do.
Currently for the 20 miles north of field and 72 mountain right.
Very turbulent here. So now we're heading down to 8,000, clearing these mountains. And there's our 230 speed restriction in. So we're going to go to a hard 230.
Santiago traffic, 1 Chile 893, 10 mile final runway 17 left, Santiago.
See our clean speed is 212, which is our green dot, so we'll go a little bit faster than that. We'll hold 230 for now. We're below 10,000 feet. We're in approach phase. We are now. The aircraft is in approach phase. Everything is set. Landing lights can come on. We'll get our taxi lights on. Cabin is ready. When we hit EL 222, we'll go back into manage mode. And we'll control from there. We got a little bit of space between myself and Oki, so that's all good. Hey Dirk, how are you doing? Pretty cool coming down over all these mountain ranges and slipping in between the peaks. Very good thing they run north-south and the ridges. There's that turn. And we're now going to go line up for 17 right. So the airport's going to be down there somewhere in the flat area. You just landed at Innsbruck?
Santiago traffic, 1 Chile 893, now final approach, right, 17 left, Santiago.
Alright, so Nick's 15 miles ahead of us.
Santiago traffic, Calgary 464 is 10 miles, runway 17 right.
There's our 7,000 foot restriction coming up. Landing systems will come on. Picking up the runway. 111.1, which is correct. 23 miles out. IMER is correct. There's the localizer. Sending now to 6,500. At Timus. There's that stuttering starting to happen again. I'll check those temperatures, Nick, once you send me the thing. I won't turn the computer off, and we'll just see what she's reading. Oh! Let's get that ground layer just came in there. 5,000. Localizer just kicked in. Approach mode. Let's keep the
Launch
speed up.
93, clear runway 17 left, Bravo, Foxtrot, and kilo to the reef. Last call.
And into the haze we go. When we hit SEDPA, we'll go flaps 1. So we'll go flaps 1 now. That's going to be our intercept, so we want to get at least flaps 1 out. 12 miles out. It's going to be 10 miles out when we do the intercept, roughly. Speed's coming back. And there we go, glide slope captured. Santiago area traffic, land Chile 5556 established on the ILS runway 17 right, 10 miles, Santiago. Flaps 2. So auto brake is on low, speed brakes are armed, flaps 2, cabin is notified. It's 170 gear down, 8.5 miles out.
Santiago traffic, runway 17 right, vacated by uniform, taxi by Golf, kilo to the round.
So, according to Christian, when I take the autopilot off, it should clear itself on the alarm. We'll just watch, let it do that. So next down, I think I can see the rabbit in the fog there. Mist, smog? I don't know what that is. Two 2,000 feet to go. Six miles. Final approach fix coming up. Looks like the rabbit runway lights. That windshield needs to be cleaned, I tell you. There's 4 miles. 4 miles, flaps 3. Feet to go. TA only 3 miles. Flaps full. Gear down 3. Green. Lights are on. Cabin notified. Landing memo. No blue. Yeah, I can make it to the airport now, but holy cow, there's a haze out here. 500. You said it would clear itself, and it's not. So I will do it. A little high, that's okay, we have a little bit to go.
100 above. 100.
Landing.
Minimum. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Reverser's on. Manual braking. Reverser's off. Talia. You're still there? Oh, Oki, what happened? Oki, you disappeared. Yeah, I got a button on my yoke that I use. It turns it off, but it doesn't cancel the alarm. So I do it manually. We lost Oki. Santiago area traffic, land Chile 5556 is clear, runway 27 or 17 right. All right, flaps up, speed brakes disarmed, landing lights are off, strobe lights are off. And Santiago area traffic, land 5556 taxiing to the Delta Concourse via Golf Kilo to the ramp. Transponder TARA weather radar is off. I think that's the guy who came in before us over there.
Santiago traffic, Air Canada 589er 4 establishing on ILS 17 right Zulu 20 miles out.
I got to put a bit of a sensitivity curve in my rudder pedals for the FENIX. A little bit too sensitive on the direct linear curve. Oh, there's Nick over there. Oh, maybe that's not the guy. It looks like there's the land over there, and then there's Nick and the Caribou. Park beside him.
Tráfico Santiago, es calle 470, iniciando retroceso y puesta en marcha.
Definitely got that haze going. Mountains off in the smoggy distance. Maybe I'm just being ham-fisted with my rudder. Not a lot of jetways here. Just come right into this one here. There we go. So back inside. Let's kill the taxi lights. There we go. So flaps are up. Ground spoilers disarmed. Transponder is off. Strobes are off. Landing lights off, nose lights off, APU not required. Anti-ice is off. Auto brakes are off. GPU is connected.
Santiago area
GPU
traffic,
is
Air Canada
engaged.
5894 established, ILS 17 right.
Shutting down the engines. Beacon lights off. Ground equipment is all set. Fuel pumps can come off. Landing systems, flight directors, you can go back to 10. Arc on both. People can get up and move around. And boarding or deboarding can start. So here we are. Welcome to Santiago. So you got just a couple more flights left to go. That will take us over to the end of our Americas, right down at the southern tip. Hope to see you there. And we should get them in before I go away. So we should be able to finish this series up. Definitely having no stuttering problems. I'll look forward to the link from Nick and we'll check out the system. See what my temperatures are running at. Other than that, thank you very much for joining. I know Talia is on her way in and should be here any minute. Until then, we will see you all on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.